welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to go through the 13 palettes that I have not even touched once this year. So I went through my spreadsheet. If you are aware of my spreadsheets, then that's great. You've seen that video. If you're not, I will have a new video soon, I guess, to show you what I've been looking at. And I basically keep track of all the eyeshadows that I use throughout the year. And I've been doing that for a couple of years now. It's a little extreme. I'm a Virgo. I like to organize things. I'm not very organized. You can see my room is a complete mess, but like I know where everything is. So anyway, regardless of that, I'm going to be talking about all of the palettes that I haven't touched, at least I haven't even touched once this year. There are some palettes where I've only gone in and used one shade, so I'm not including them. These are palettes that I haven't even used once, one shade, one time, ever in 2023. There's 13 of them. I have 13 palettes I haven't used in a year. What I don't understand is some of these palettes are some of my favorite palettes in my collection, and I have not used them in a year. So something's gone wrong because I like to use makeup that I enjoy. I want to make sure that I am definitely using the makeup that I like and not using makeup that I don't like. So yeah, something's gone wrong this year. So there's definitely palettes here that I will potentially declutter, or I've already decluttered. I'm filming few videos a little ahead of time, so I haven't done my declutter video yet. So maybe some of these I actually have already decluttered. Who knows? But yeah, I've looked at the list and I was like, oh my god, I like some of these palettes. Like I like some of these palettes. Some of these are really beautiful and I haven't used them once. So let's get into it. Okay, so not surprisingly, there's a bunch of really small palettes in here. And I think that I try to use quite a lot of my bigger palettes. So it doesn't really surprise me that there's some quads in here and maybe some 9 pans and whatnot. So anyway, I have them in no particular order. The first one here is from Primark. This one is one that I picked up sometime, I think in September last year when I went to England. It's the Untamed Panther. I picked it up because, why not? It was £3. I was like, I want to buy something. One of those stupid impulse buys that I do not need. Now, the quality in this is really bad. I just don't think I need this. So this one, I hope that I have decluttered. It doesn't surprise me that I haven't used it. I shouldn't have bought it, honestly, but it's just one of those things. The second one here is actually something that I got in a beauty box a couple years ago. This is the Cella Hello Beautiful Quad. It is awfully cute. I mean, it's so tiny, right? And it's, I have used it. You can see I've made some progress in here. It is quite beautiful, but do I need this little quad? I'm going to keep it, I think. I know this is not a declutter video. I've already done that, or hopefully I've done it, or hopefully I've posted. I'm not entirely sure. But this one I haven't used one bit. It's a really good travel palette, and honestly, I'm traveling soon. Maybe I should just grab that. I don't know. But this one I haven't touched once, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. Maybe because it is so insignificant, and I look at it and I'm like, well, I'll only use this when I travel. And did I travel this year? No. Okay, moving on. We have the e.l.f. Berry Bite Size Palette. This is the Berry Bad one. This one is one that I gave a lot of love to last year, or like the previous years. I have a pan in here, I have used this quite a lot, and it surprised me. I haven't used this once this year at all. A whole year has gone by and I haven't used this. That really surprises me. Maybe my numbers are wrong, but anyway, that's what it says on my spreadsheet. So this one, I feel like, I don't know. Do I need to keep this? I'm at the point now where I just don't know if I need to keep it. So who knows? Future, though, past Gabby's already done that, if that makes sense. So we'll see. But this one, haven't used. I think it's probably because this is another palette where, unless it's pulled in the project, I'm not going to grab it. It's not like an amazing palette. Why am I going to pull it for a look unless I go traveling? And I didn't go traveling. Okay, moving on. Another quad. We have the Juvia's Place. This is the Rebel Mints. I bought this in September last year when I went to England. I got it, I think it was in Superdrug, and they had them out so you could swatch them, and I was swatching these in the store and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I didn't have any intention of buying anything from Juvia's Place at the time because, you know, they're pretty problematic and what's gone on with the brand. So I was like, oh, do I really want to buy something from them? But I don't know, when I swatched these in store, I just thought they were too beautiful to pass up. But at the same time, do I need this palette? No, I don't need this palette. And actually, if I compare this to some other shades that I have in my collection now, these aren't as good. So do I really need this mint quad? I don't know. I mean, I do not know. Anyway, doesn't surprise me that I haven't used that either. Okay, the next two is a little bit like bittersweet. So last year I gave my partner some sort of options of what makeup he could buy me, and he went a little bit overboard. He went the extra mile, and not only did he give me the big palettes of these two, but he got me these two as well, and obviously they're duplicates, right? So I have the big Earthly palette from Beauty Bay and I have the big Midnight palette. I've obviously decided to use the big ones. I haven't touched these at all, and that's honestly for a reason. So these ones, I don't know, does somebody want them? Because I have no intention of using these. I haven't swatched them, haven't done anything. It's still got the little plastic here. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. So I guess, I don't know. I mean, if it's easy enough for me to ship this to somebody, if they're close by, I don't know, maybe I'll do that, because I do not need these and I don't know what to do with them because nobody wants these that I know. They are just too colorful for people that I know. So if anybody wants them, let me know. Maybe potentially I could do that. I'm not sure. I've never sent out anything like that, but yeah, it doesn't surprise me that I haven't touched those either, and I feel a little bit bad about that. Moving on, we have the Verdandi palette from Oden's Eye. I'm a little bit surprised by this because this one I definitely used quite a lot the previous year. And it is from the mystery box that I got from Oden's Eye the first time that I tried it a couple years ago or a year and a half ago. This was the only palette in there that I really thought the quality was good. The rest of them I just felt they kind of let me down, but I really didn't care for this color story. I thought it was really boring and not my preference. So I guess in a way it hasn't surprised me that I haven't gone into this because Oden's Eye is not my, you know, favorite brand, and it's not my favorite formula, and this is not a favorite color story. So yeah, I mean, these could potentially all be decluttered. I don't really know. Moving on, we have the Sosu Jackson Azure Allure. I always say that funny. I know I do. But this is a very dark palette, really dark. It's been on the chopping block for a couple years now, honestly, but I can't give it away because I've always swatched these shimmers and I've always thought they look pretty, but actually today, I don't know. Today I don't think they look that good. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time I say goodbye to this. Maybe it's finally got to the point where that does not look special enough for me. Interesting. Okay, next one is a palette that I have given a lot of use to, and it is from Makeup Revolution. It's the Chilled palette. I have pans in here. I've had this in Pan Nose eyeshadows, in I think No Pan Left Behind, and everything else in between. So yeah, I have definitely a lot of use in this palette, but I think at the point now, I have a lot of greens in my collection, and I don't think that this is special enough. I do like the tin palettes. I think they're kind of fun, and I do really like this shade up here, which I've hit pan on. I think that's quite a nice creamy shade, but it has like three glitters that are absolutely horrendous. It's got some neutrals, which I have neutrals everywhere in my collection now. And these greens I definitely have better in my Earthly palette from Beauty Bay. The quality is way better. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me again that I have not used that palette. I would say the next four hurt me. There's 5 left. The next 4, I'm like, why are they in this list? So the first one is the Shadow Kiss from Alter Ego. This is my favorite Alter Ego palette that I own. and I haven't used it at all this year. This is a very cool tone palette. Maybe, you know, it's because I went off some of my cool tone, like my cool tone vibes, and I was really into warm tones over the summer and everything. But come on, this is my favorite alter ego palette, and I haven't used it once. So this really upsets me because this is not in the same league as some of these other ones that I'm like, oh, doesn't surprise me. This surprises me. No. I need to make sure that I use palettes like this because I love this palette. It might look boring, but I love it. I love it. So that one I need to rectify for next year. And then we have a Colourpop palette, which I really like, and it's the California Love. And again, I haven't used this at all. I actually have a shade in this palette that's rolled into a project, but I didn't complete that project. And I still didn't touch the shade in here. So this is a beautiful palette. I love this shade up here. I love this shade. I just love this. And you know, this is warm tone. So why didn't I go into this year? Why didn't I even think about it? I didn't even think about it. Maybe I just have too many palettes that are distracting me that I need to whittle out the bad and keep the good. And this is beautiful. I like the formula of this as well. I think this is a decent Colourpop formula. And I'm just annoyed that I did not touch this. So again, no excuse. This one also shocks me. It's the Chilling in Chicago from BH Cosmetics. I thought that I used this year. I didn't. I used it last year. I hit Pan and Millennium last year. I have not used this year. Shocked. I am shocked. I do not know why. Again, this is one of my favorite formulas, the good BH Cosmetic formula that we all loved. This is a beautiful palette. Might seem a bit boring, but again, it's that warm tone that I was really into this year and I didn't go into it. I didn't touch it once. I'm so upset with myself. I like these palettes. These are some of my favorite palettes in my collection because I love the formula, I love the color story, I can use these things. So why am I not using them? Okay, the next one I can kind of excuse myself because the color story is definitely not an everyday color story for me. However, it is still a formula that I love and a palette that I really wanted for a long time before I bought it. And it is the Blueberry Muffin. Now, I will say that I have rolled this into my Zodiac Panner now, and I have 3 shades now that I need to use in this palette. So I will be using it in the next few months, okay? So I am rectifying this one. Obviously, this is BH Cosmetics again, really beautiful palette, but it's cool tone and it's blues and it's just not my everyday. So this one, I can kind of understand why I didn't go into it all the time. And I also was off my cool tones for quite a long time, but still, I haven't touched this in a year. Like all year, I haven't gone into it once. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable behavior. Okay, I'm getting a little heated with myself. This last one, this is the last one on the list. This is the reason why I haven't bought any more Colourpop palettes this year. This palette alone has put me off. And it was so upsetting to see the formula of this palette. And it is the Aurora Struck palette. I bought this in its first release. I know it went out of stock and then it came back. So I got this right at the end of last year and I tried it right at the end of last year and I didn't try it at all again this year because I was so put off by what's in here. Like there's only one nice shade. When I say that, I'm talking about shimmers. There's only one good one, which is this one over here. This one is beautiful. I will give them that. This one is beautiful and it's soft. The rest of these, terrible. They're just so dry. I mean, watch, they'll probably swatch really well now that I'm filming on camera, but no, these 3 right here. Dry as anything, don't have any impact. Like you buy this, you want the Aurora lights. You want something beautiful. You want that effervescent, just shimmer, shine, out of this world. And these are pathetic. Like these 2, pathetic. This one, bland. This one's pretty. Like this is the formula that I would want from Colourpop and that you normally get. And I don't know what happened with the formula. Maybe in my palette is messed up, who knows. But I just found this palette to be very lackluster and really disappointing. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know, even this one, which is like a more interesting one. It's like that, it's still, you know, it's like that color, you know, that color that we all know, that shift that we all know, but it's still lackluster. It's just not impactful. Where is the impact? This should have been the most beautiful Colourpop palette that I own, and it's not. So very, very disappointed. Those are all of the palettes that I have neglected completely this year, some for very good reason, some for not good reason at all. So I will be speaking to myself, making sure it does not happen again in 2024. And yeah, maybe future Gabby, but also past Gabby, if you've seen my declutter video, has rectified and got rid of some of these palettes that we just don't need. We don't need them. We don't need them. They're taking up space, and maybe they're confusing me. Maybe they're, you know, I look at them and I'm like, oh, maybe I will try that one. And I'm neglecting the ones that I like. So thank you so much for joining me today. This was fun, but also got me annoyed. Take care. Bye.